it's all about dealing with children's emotional needs, but alongside that, it's making sure that within our schools we very much prioritise pupil wellbeing. Of course, we want children to be able to read and write and achieve very well in tests, but it's just as important to us that the children in our care are great human beings who have life skills, who have resilience, and are able to deal with the challenges of life. I think the way in which that we look to instill resilience is by making sure that we put pupil voice at the centre of what we do. So it's all about teaching children to understand how they feel, how their feelings affect their behaviour, how their thoughts affect their behaviour, and teaching them about conscience, as well as, really importantly, that every behaviour has a consequence. The work that we do is not for naughty children. The work that we do is very much about all of our children, because all of the children in our care are entitled to learn about the world in which they live and actually how they play a part in that. All children struggle with conflict at some point in their school life, and it's about teaching them how to deal with that to try to get positive outcomes. We do know for children that fairness is a real trigger for behaviour. So we try to make sure that within all of our schools we have a consistent approach so that all of our children are treated in the same way. Obviously within that, all children are different and all children have different needs. So it's about making those adjustments where needed, but very much embracing a whole school approach that promotes pupil self-confidence, pupil self-esteem. We're really aware within the Academy Trust that services nationally are absolutely saturated when it comes to pupil wellbeing and mental health. We know that we have children who sit waiting on lists to be seen by specialists. So if we can act at an early intervention and prevention stage to hopefully have some positive impact, then children who grow up with complicated mental health difficulties we're involved sooner, and we hopefully have an impact that will be a positive one. We're really proud that the work that we're doing is quite trailblazing. We're aware that lots of different academy trusts have different models and provisions for behaviour, but we feel quite proud in our remit around restorative practice. We feel that the work that we do around restorative practice is quite unique. To be a restorative school, we try to make sure that that's all about pupil voice. It's about supporting children, but it's about them taking ownership for their choices and for their behaviour. It's about promoting the wrongdoer, and it's about giving the children who maybe have caused the harm, who maybe have made the wrong choice, it's about giving them alternative solutions. I find from lots of the work that I do in schools that children who maybe feel that they're being bullied or maybe feel that they're being unheard is quite a common problem. Whereas in our schools, because of the work that we do around restorative practice, which is about ensuring that we get regular opportunities to keep in touch with what children are feeling, that's less of an issue because we're involved earlier before it gets to a stage where things become beyond repair. Restorative practice is all about repairing harm, and it's all about children feeling good about themselves, but equally taking responsibility. And that's whether you're 3 or whether you're 11, because we can introduce them at an age-appropriate level with the skills and the tools to be able to articulate how they feel. Restorative practice is very much a culture and an ethos for the schools. Within that, there's things that go on at a local level within the classroom, but it's all about a philosophy. It's all about how the school embraces the children's well-being. It's all about the provision around nurture, around personal and social development. But we also make sure that once a week within our schools, pupils get well-being time. We call it solution circles, where each class will meet as a team and they will discuss the issues that have arose that week for them. Very much giving children a voice in their learning, very much giving the children a voice in the factors that influence their learning environment. And actually children can say if something's happened that stopped their learning, they get that opportunity to say how it made them feel. But equally, maybe the children who've influenced that get the opportunity to say what they might do differently next time. What we try to ensure in all our schools is that we do regular pupil voice surveys, but equally we very much encourage each teacher taking ownership for knowing their pupils, knowing the whole child. So the way in which we would measure impact would vary from things like pupils' attendance, reduction in exclusions, improvement in emotional articulation, and we're also working at the minute with a local cluster of schools to actually develop a model that can give us real data and more of a robust system for actually measuring that pre and post input of our work.